नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल दोस्तों। स्वागत है आपका एक बार फिर से हमारे YouTube चैनल ब्रास फ्यूजन्स पर, जहां हम आपके लिए एक बार फिर से लेकर आए हैं एक नया लेसन।
We do have the other contract provisions in your Indian Contract Act, where we can already frame the partnership in your Indian Contract Act. Then what is the need to have a separate enactment for your partnership? So I just want to tell you, Indian Partnership Act passed in 1932, and before that, the partnership was covered itself in your Indian Contract Act. As I just stated you, I just mentioned you that partnership is nothing. Partnership is extended version of agency. Partnership is extended version of agency or extended agency, extension of agency. And similar to your agency, what is the source of the partnership? Source is law of contract. Source is law of contract. Today, at present, we do have a separate enactment on the partnership. But let me tell you, before 1932, partnership was itself covered in your Indian Contract Act from your section 239 to 266. Section 239 to section 266. And let us first of all think about or talk about it, that what is the reason why there was a need to have a separate enactment, why we repealed the provisions of Indian Contract Act, why we are dealing with the partnership now separately under a special legislation. There is a reason for that. And reason is what? With the time development, right, with the advancement of the business, we were in need to have more supporting provisions of the partnership for the business, for supporting the economy. And the provisions given, limited provisions given in your Indian Contract Act were not supporting, were not capable to give the supporting environment for the business. So this is the reason we were bound to we were bound to deal with the partition under your enactment, so that we can enhance the business, we can encourage the business, right? And I just want to tell you that Indian partnership is what? Indian Partnership Act is based upon your English Partnership Act 1890. Just similar to the Indian condition, the situation was similar in the England. And I want to tell you, in England also, the contract law is of 1872, and which itself underwent various changes after 1872, and finally that English law of the contract was codified in 1890, and they do also have now English Partnership Act 1890. So they do have English Partnership Act 1890 much earlier to us. When there was a change in England, when Britishers were ruling here, when they were conducting business here, so they were finding difficulty in regard of running the business in partnership, and they realized the need of the time, and they enacted a separate legislation to deal or to govern with the partnerships contract. And this is the reason your Indian Partnership Act 1932 came into existence. So always remember, your Indian Partnership Act 1932 is based upon your English Partnership Act 1890, right? And I just want to tell you that we repealed your provisions relating to the partnership in your Indian Contract Act. So what changes are there with this new enactment, the special enactment dealing with the partnership? So it changes the definition. It gave the arrangement to effect the mercantile views, forms continuity. It helps to have the forms continuity, introduce the provisions relating to the voluntary registration. So, Indian Partnership Act is here a development. Indian Partnership Act is here giving the more, opportunity, more scope, more validity, more security to the firm's business, right? And however, I just made a statement that Indian Partnership Act 1932 is based upon your English Partnership Act 1890, but at same time I just want to tell you there are slight differences in both of these enactments. Means you cannot say that the Indian Partnership Act and English Partnership Act 1890 is completely entirely same. There are slight differences in some of the provision, but on an average you can say that it is having base in the English Partnership Act 1932. Now, let me just give you an example of the differences between Indian Partnership Act and English Partnership Act. What are those examples? Examples are like in India, I believe that everybody knows that Indian Partnership Firm, right, a firm is not a legal entity. Okay, can you please answer me what do you understand by a legal entity? What is the meaning of legal entity? Any one of you? What do you understand by the legal entity? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
What is legal entity?
Ma'am,
So, ma'am,
personality of individual.
Ma'am, a separate legal entity would entail that it's more than just its members. It has its own existence. That the separate legal entity can sue or sued under its name.
Yes. Company, for example, company. Right? A registered company is a legal entity. Is a legal person. Means you can sue a company can sue you. Right? And when we are saying some organization is having legal entity, it means it is having relevance and existence apart from its member. But let me tell you, partnership is not a legal entity in India. Partnership firm is having no legal entity. It does not have any identity separated from its partners. But contrary to that, in England, that the legal firm is having a separate legal entity in England. So this is what on certain aspects the Indian law is different from the English law, and we will do time to time that differentiation. Before that, when the Indian Partnership Act 1932 was passed, and even in that when there was no legal entity recognition was given to the firm, so it was a point for the criticism. And I'm just making reference of one of the jurists who criticized this aspect, this feature of Indian Partnership Act, that is Lindley. I'm going to write his name in your chat box. Lindley. So Lindley made a statement that non-recognition of the firm was a defect in the law of partnership. Means law of partnership as it was itself incorporated in the Indian Contract Act. So even in your earlier provisions, which are now repealed, which were there itself incorporated in your Indian Contract Act, the partnership firm was having no legal entity, and it was criticized by the Lindley that unfortunately, even after your Indian Partnership Act, a registered firm is not also a legal entity. So it does not have any separate entity or identity apart from its member. Right now, before taking up from your, preamble onwards, or from your provision from your BEAR Act, so I want to make you realize that how the agency, concept of agency on which we focus so much is relevant for understand the concept of the partnership, right? First thing which I just told you, that law of partnership is nothing, it is an extension of law of agency. And what is law of agency? Law of agency itself is a contract of agency itself is based upon law of contract, and it is proved itself that it is incorporated in your Indian Contract Act. BEAR Act provisions are there itself in your contract. And by learning your law relating to agency, we have already learned that agency is what? A contract between the principal and the agent, right? And if you remember the law of agency, when I was dealing with the law of agency, I told you and I made a statement. What is agency? Agency क्या है? I just told you. Agency is a legal fiction, right? Agency is a legal fiction. Agency is the science of relationship. Similarly, the partnership is also a science of relationship based upon the fiction of the law of agency, contract of agency, right? And but there is one difference, that in case of agency, there will be no mutuality, right? Have you ever heard about the term mutual agency? Answer me honestly. Mutual agency, right? आपको मैं बता रही हूँ कि पार्टनरशिप एजेंसी से अलग कैसे, क्यों सेपरेट प्रोविजंस है. एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है म्यूचुअल एजेंसी, एक होता है सिंपल एजेंसी.
Ma'am, I'm assuming, just like in English translation, that mutual agency means that both are agents of each other.
Yes, mutual agency, both are agents of each other. देखो, simple agency में क्या होता है? There is no existence of agency, which we did in your earlier concept, right? Means mutuality नहीं होगी. There will be two people. One person will always be the principal. Another person will always be the agent. One thing, right? And this is what principal who will be always liable for the act of agent. Right, and agent will never be liable for the act of the principal. Means वहाँ पे mutuality नहीं है. But in Indian Partnership Act, each and every partner is what is the agent for each and other. तो जैसे हम as we were doing in your simple agency, what we were doing कि एक principal है, एक agent है, agent हमेशा agent की तरह act करेगा, principal हमेशा agent की act के लिए liable होगा. Means principal cannot act on behalf of agent, and agent is never liable for the act of the principal. But contrary to that, it is extended version of agency. Extend हो गया, right? Extend क्या हो गया? Partners will be mutually agent for each other. Right? So if I will explain that a mutual agency is a legally binding relationship entered into by business partners, which gives each partner authority on behalf of the business. So every partner will be having authority in regard or on behalf of the business. And let us just strictly talk about the agency, a mutual agency. What is the mutual agency? Mutual agency is something where each partner will be having authority on behalf of the business, on behalf of each and every one. So, before moving further, that there is a legal fiction. Legal fiction, हम presume करके चल रहे हैं. There is a legal fiction which is applicable in law of contract. We are presuming that each and every one is agent for each and every one. Right? It is what law of partnership is, a science of relationship, and the basic difference of your law of agency or contract of agency, which we did earlier, and this partnership is what, that there is no mutuality in case of simple agency, and in partnership there will be mutuality. And I am here. However, maybe you may find it irrelevant and maybe you don't like it, but I will take this opportunity to highlight certain provisions to you, right, by which we can talk about or we can realize what is mutual agency from your BEAR Act. Are you comfortable with that? So please open your BEAR Act. I will directly, first of all, highlight you section 2 clause A. It's my, okay, I'm going to write down something in your chat box. You should follow same for studying this aspect from your BEAR Act. Mutual agency. So I'm mentioning the provision, sections, right? Section 2 clause A, section 18, section 19, section 22, section 23, section 24 to section 27. तो ये जो sections है ना, these sections are making a difference between a simple agency and the partnership which is based upon the mutual agency. So, however, I'm not saying that by reading these provisions, I'm done with these provisions. This is for only purpose to, for the purpose to make you understand that what is the concept of mutual agency, how the partnership is different from agency. But mark my words, partnership is extended version of agency. Extension. वो हम ये नहीं कहेंगे कि वो एजेंसी नहीं है, पार्टनरशिप भी एजेंसी है, बट इट इज एक्सटेंशन वर्जन, राइट, एक्सटेंडेड वर्जन. सो सी योर सेक्शन 2 clause A first of all. Section 2 clause A, and read along with me the provision. An act of firm. We are talking about what? We are talking about the partnership firm. An act of firm, but we will consider that this is act of firm, just similar to your agency. Try to connect it. Act of firm means any act or omission by all partners, either all of them are doing, or by any partner or agent of firm, which gives rise to the right enforceable by or against the firm. This is mutual agency. Whether this is to be done by all partners as an agent, whether this is to be done by one partner as an agent, whether it is to be done by a specific agent hired by the firm, right? So everything which will result into any right enforceable by the firm or against the firm is something talking about the mutual agency. Thereafter, however, for timing, it may appear difficult to you because I have not otherwise discussed what is the partnership firm, who will be the partner. But later on, you will be able to understand this concept. So, read your section 18. Section 18, partner to be agent of firm. So, we have already talked about in detail what is the term meaning agent, what are the duties of agent. So, now it is talking about partner to be the agent of firm. Subject to the provisions of this act, a partner is agent of firm for all purpose of the business of the firm. So for every purpose. और जब हम बात करते हैं कि he is agent of firm means he will be able to bind the each and every partner as an agent. So this is what again the mutuality. So thereafter see your section 19. Implied authority of a partner as agent of firm. Thereafter, I'm not reading the provision because this is to be done in detail later on. Thereafter, I'm sorry. So from where I should repeat, Runjun?
Ma'am, from section 18, I just followed section 2A.
2A follow कर लिया बच्चे आपने?
Yes, ma'am. Just ma'am from section 18, I did not.
ओके अभी जब हम आपको जस्ट वांट टू टेल यू चैप्टर 4 जब हम डील करेंगे when we will read the provision of chapter 4 which is dealing with the relations of the partners to the third party. I'm highlighting certain provisions. See, it may not appear to you that this is relevant what ma'am is talking, but ultimately this is going to make your concept clear, and this is something to help you to face any kind of your interviews. And let me tell you one thing, when I talk about competitive exam in general, I'm talking about whether it is your civil, whether it is your for teaching, whether it is for your judiciary, somewhere where you are claiming that contract law is clear to you, you should have a clear concept even of the law of partnership and what is a mutual agency and from which provision you can refer that there is mutual agency. तो पहला है आपका सेक्शन 18. सेक्शन 18 में हमने क्या कहा, पार्टनर टू बी एजेंट ऑफ फर्म. अब फर्म क्या है, एट सेम टाइम आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू कि फर्म का कोई सेपरेट एंटिटी नहीं है, राइट? अभी मैंने आपको क्या बोला, फर्म की कोई सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटी नहीं है. और जब हम कह रहे हैं कि पार्टनर विल बी एजेंट ऑफ द फर्म, मतलब collectively all partners को one single agent, one single partner can bind, or whether it is to be done by all of them, whether it is to be done by one, each and every will be bound with it. However, nobody is here to be act as a principal. कोई दूसरा पार्टनर प्रिंसिपल नहीं होगा और वो कोई सिर्फ प्रिंसिपल नहीं होगा, बट सब एक दूसरे के एजेंट होंगे. So this is what mutual agency, right? In same way. Thereafter, your section 19, implied authority of a partner as an agent. उसके पास पावर क्या क्या होंगी? What will be the power an agent will be having as a agent of the partnership firm? So I'm not reading the subject to the provision of section 22. It is what the act of partner which is done to carry on in usual way business of the kind carried on by the firm binds the firm. Here don't get confused. I told you while doing the agency that agent can do and
दोस्तों, अगर आपको आज का लेसन पसंद आया हो तो वीडियो को लाइक करें. इसी के साथ अगर आपने अभी तक हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो सब्सक्राइब के बटन पर क्लिक करिए और बेल आइकन दबाना ना भूलें, ताकि आपको एजुकेशन से रिलेटेड नए नए अपडेट्स मिलते रहें। और अधिक जानकारी पाने के लिए आप हमारे फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम पेज से भी जुड़ सकते हैं, जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दिया गया है। धन्यवाद।